Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're continuing our series in the Tome of Heroes, talking about the races and subclasses found within this incredible expansion to D&D 5e. And today we're talking about a Barbarian subclass. Yes, Barbarians have several subclasses, as do everybody in this book. And today we're talking about the Hellfire Barbarian. I'm not really sure why Wizards of the Coast hasn't expanded on this concept, because the idea that a raging warrior could draw their power from the nine hells, or from the abyss, or from some place where devilish creatures could come from, is a great idea. It's a very, very cool thematic thing, and we'll get into the details of how it works mechanically in just a moment. But before we do, I'd like to let you know, Relaxed Fantasy Review has memberships. For just $1 a month, you can support me here on YouTube and get a couple benefits. First, you get a little badge next to your name in the comments, letting folks know that you're a supporter. But also you get early access to my videos. I upload videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I upload them a day early for members only. If that interests you, you can click the join button just below the video down there. It's next to the subscribe button. I'd love to see you in the comments with your member badges. And if it doesn't interest you, that's totally fine. Just watching the video, liking, subscribing, all that stuff that costs nothing is a great way to support me. It really, really helps me out. So thank you for being here and watching my content on YouTube. So Hellfire Barbarian. The very first thing you get when you take the subclass at level 3 is the Hellish aspect. This means that when you rage, you transform into a hellish-looking creature. You might gain a tail or horns or something like that. Mechanically, though, you resist fire damage while you're raging, which is a nice addition to the normal weapon damages that you resist when you rage. And you deal extra fire damage on the first enemy you hit each turn. It's automatically dealt. It's 1d6 when you get this. Later on, it becomes 2d6. And yeah, extra damage every turn, resisting damage. This is just thematic and powerful and a great start to the Hellfire Barbarian. I give it 9 out of 10. Then at level 6, you get Hell's Vengeance. When you see a creature that isn't you getting attacked within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to punish the attacker. Basically, this is like Hellish Rebuke, except it's not a spell. You use it, and when it's your ally getting hit, not you. And the damage is your proficiency bonus, but there is no saving throw. So it's a small amount of damage, and honestly, if you think you're more likely to get a reaction attack, like an opportunity attack, I'd save it for that. But Barbarians don't typically have much to do with their reactions. They don't have spells to cast, and if they're not going to get an opportunity attack, this is just a way to throw a little bit of extra damage out into the field, maybe even saving an ally, and there's no save for it. It just works. So once again, I think this is a decent power. Not amazing, but it's something to do with your reaction. And I say 8 out of 10 for that. Then at level 10, you get the Hellfire Shield. This means that when you rage, you can do this once per short rest. So it's something that recharges when you rest. You gain the effect of the Fire Shield spell. The Fire Shield spell gives you resistance to cold damage because it's a warm shield. So it's another damage resistance that you can add in your pocket. And when a creature attacks you, the fire shield lashes out and does extra damage to that creature. And since you're the barbarian standing on the front line, you're going to be getting attacked a lot. So it just gives you retaliatory damage when you get hit, in addition to that reaction damage you can do when your allies get hit. Basically, you're doing all sorts of damage that isn't coming from your weapon. So now you have 2 extra damage resistances and reaction-based damage and retaliatory-based damage. It's really cool. And it lasts during your rage, and you can only do it once per short rest, but it's still very, very cool to have this on a barbarian. This is the sort of thing I would normally put on like a blade singer or something. So yeah, I'm giving this 9 out of 10. It is very powerful and incredibly thematic. Finally, at level 14, you get Devilish essence. When you rage, you have magic resistance. This means that you have advantage on all saving throws against spells, which is mind-blowingly strong. Most of the time when a creature gets magic resistance, it's because they're a boss monster or one of the races that are often banned at tables. And this time you get it as part of your rage. And at level 14, that's an appropriate time to get it, not at level 1 when you're, picking a satyr or a yuan-ti. You also, if you are damaged by a spell, you regain temporary hit points equal to your barbarian level. So you're level 14, creature hits you with like a fireball or something, you have advantage on the save because you're raging, and you have resistance to the damage, which you started at level 3 with, and after that you get temporary hit points back equal to 14 at this level, and that goes up a little bit as you continue to scale. This is a phenomenal feature. Gaining magic resistance in and of itself is 10 out of 10. Gaining temporary hit points when you're hit by a spell, which you very often will resist the damage of anyway, is also a powerful thing. I think that Devilish Essence is a 10 out of 10, no question, especially since there is no limitation to this other than you must be raging, which you will be in combat basically all the time. This is a solid capstone feature for this subclass, and the whole subclass is very strong. I'm giving them 9 out of 10. I might have given them a little higher if they weren't so reliant on fire damage. Fire damage is often resisted, and both your retaliatory damage, your reaction damage, your extra weapon damage, all of it is fire. And as you get higher up into the game, lots more creatures resist fire damage, but you're also resisting it, and cold damage later on, and then you gain magic resistance. So it's really hard not to give this one high marks. It's very strong, and I highly recommend that if you like the idea of a devil-based barbarian, this is very much a good addition to your party. If you like it, talk to your DM and see if they'll let you use this subclass in your next campaign. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below. Have a look for the join button down there, as well as a link that I'll leave in the description for the Tome of Heroes. Written by Kobold Press, it's a fantastic addition to any D&D party, and I highly recommend you check it out for yourself. Have a good one, my friends.